So, as a form of protest, some Americans are banding together to not pay federal taxes. At face value, I don't see how that's going to bode well. But let's let's listen to the reporting and see exactly how they plan on doing this, because I'm curious. I'm curious myself.
Americans are protesting the war in Iran and President Trump's domestic policies by putting their money where their mouth is as part of a call to sit out of paying federal taxes this year.
I'm Rachel, and I'm not paying my federal income tax this year.
I know where that's going to end up landing you, but let's see how they're going to not get incarcerated by doing this.
We stop paying our taxes.
Tax strike 2026. Spread the word.
On social media, people saying they'd rather put the money into a savings account, donate it to a charity, or simply...
Yeah, me too. But unfortunately, it's against the law. But let's hear them out.
keep it for themselves. Anything instead of handing it over to the federal government. It's called war tax resistance, a type of protest that's been around in some form since the colonial era, spiking around the Vietnam War when folk singer Joan Baez famously refused to pay 60% of her taxes, reportedly leading the IRS to file a lien against her. Lawyers and accountants say following in her footsteps could land you in big trouble, but advocates say interest is now surging again.
Before the invasion of Gaza, we would typically have 40,000 unique users visit our site on an annual basis. This past January, we had the most visits to our website that we've ever had, over 110,000 unique users.
War tax resistance gained traction online as Americans share concerns with Trump. Well, as Americans share concerns.
Lincoln Rice leads the National War Tax Resistance Coordinating Committee. The anti-war group has been around since the early 80s. It just recently held its largest ever training on just how to resist.
We offer War Tax Resistance 101 trainings. It'll cover the legal method, which would be essentially putting yourself in such a position as not to owe taxes.
The IRS tells us measuring the size and scope of this type of protest is not feasible only a month into the war. For some, it might mean pulling legal levers to lower their tax bill. For others, it goes a step further.
Essentially, we're going to strike. We're striking on taxes.
Neetu Sharma says she decided this year to stop withholding federal taxes from her paycheck.
Resisting is a privilege, and
well, that's going to land you a bill at the end of the year. So let's see what she's going to do when she gets the bill.
everyone can resist in the same way. So having options and still being able to take action was great.
Her reason, she says, is where her tax dollars are going, even before the war with Iran started.
We were sending a lot of funding and arms to other countries, instead of taking care of the people at home.
While it's impossible to track exactly where your individual tax dollars go, last fiscal year, the Treasury says the federal government collected about half of its revenue from individual income taxes. About $900 billion went to defense, according to the Office of Management and Budget. It's the government's fifth biggest expense behind other big-ticket items like Social Security, Medicare, interest on the national debt, and other health spending. Sharma says her protest isn't about avoiding taxes altogether.
I'm still paying state taxes, and I believe state taxes are something that we should continue paying.
Are you worried at all about going to jail, potentially?
I was at a point, the IRS.
Good question.
Have the manpower to go out and, audit every single person and look at who's not paying federal taxes.
Sharma believes her approach is legal, but experts say not paying the taxes you owe is anything but.
The law does not care what your motive is for either not filing, not paying your taxes.
The IRS and legal experts
It might behoove you to listen to that gentleman, but let's carry on.
say avoiding your taxes could land you with a laundry list of penalties, including fees, getting your passport revoked, and in some cases, jail time.
If you were to offer any sort of legal advice to some of these protesters, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, push a candle through a paper plate and go to a vigil and sing. Don't refuse to pay your taxes. That will land you in prison.
So as this protest gains traction online, the real consequences may happen offline. when taxes are due. Allie Canal, NBC News.
We thank you for.
So that's that. I'm probably not going to monitor that situation. Hey, it is what it is. Best of luck to those folks. I'm going to pay my taxes. I'm going to try to keep everything above board. And again, hey, that's our show for this week. It's been a blast. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. Support the platform. We'll see you next. Peace.